We're going to be discussing 5 ways to make keto easier. This video is great whether you're brand new or a keto pro. My name is Ben Azadi. I am the best-selling author of 4 books. I'm the founder of KETOKAMP. Here at KETOKAMP, we're on a mission to educate and to inspire 1 billion people on planet Earth. Let me know in the chat box down below where you are tuning in from as we dive deep into these 5 simple tips for better keto results. Number 1, bitters are better. I talk a lot about this, and I want you to really understand something important when you're increasing your dietary fat, like you're going to do with a ketogenic lifestyle. You want to be able to break down that fat. What helps you break down that fat is bile. Bile is beautiful. I want you to write that down in the comment section. Bile is beautiful. The liver, which is this soccer mom organ that does everything for us, the liver is what actually produces bile. And bile is a detergent that breaks down the fat that you're eating on keto. It breaks down vitamins A, vitamins D, vitamins E, vitamins K. So you could assimilate that and feel great on keto. That's what makes keto so powerful, because of these healthy, nutritious fats. You know, our cells, we have about 50 to 70 trillion cells in the body. Around every cell is a lipid bilayer of fat called the cell membrane. And life begins and ends in the cell membrane. It is the intelligence of the cell, not the DNA. The DNA is a blueprint. The membrane tells your DNA whether it wants to read a blueprint or not. So going back to bile, bile helps you break down fat. Here's the problem. So many people, this might be you, have a sluggish liver. Why would you have a sluggish liver? Well, medications could impair the liver. Alcohol could impair the liver. Toxicity, which is probably the biggest one on the list there, could impair the liver. High amounts of carbohydrates and processed foods could impair the liver. Then all of a sudden, you're increasing your dietary fat on keto, but you don't feel good. And you're wondering, why do I feel worse on keto when my friend, my colleague, my partner did keto and they felt great? I actually feel worse. Well, it could be that you're not breaking down the fat, which brings me to back my first tip, which is bitters are better. Bitters, keto bitters, and I'm going to give you a list of my favorites. Keto bitters help your liver stimulate bile flow so you can start breaking down the fat and feeling better on keto. So my favorite keto bitters, I want you to write a list here. Arugula is terrific. Arugula is one of my favorite green leafy vegetable, much better than spinach, much better than kale. Arugula is great. I also love ginger and ginger tea. So if you want to have some ginger tea right before your keto meals, that's a great way to start stimulating bile production, or take a shot of ginger before your keto meals. Great way to start stimulating bile production. Dandelion greens are also terrific. You could also drink some dandelion tea. I also love apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is kind of like a keto powerhouse, because not only does it act like a bile stimulant, but it also helps regulate your glycemic response, your glucose response from the meal that you're going to eat. So taking a shot of apple cider vinegar right before a meal is profound. So many benefits to doing that. If you're not doing that on keto, take a shot of apple cider vinegar, or get a apple cider vinegar capsules. I use Paleo Valley's apple cider vinegar complex. I'll take 2 to 3 before a keto meal. That's a great way to do it. We have a coupon code with Paleo Valley. It is Ben10 at checkout. I think it's Ben10 or KetoKamp 10. So apple cider vinegar. And then we also have artichokes are great on keto, help you stimulate bile production. Something you could also do is squirt some lemons or limes on your keto proteins. That'll help you break down the protein and the fat and help you digest it better as well. For apple cider vinegar, I like 1 to 2 tablespoons before your meals, or 2 to 3 capsules of Paleo Valley's apple cider vinegar. By the way, I'm going to be answering questions later on, so stick with the live stream, because there'll be a lot of questions that are going to be coming through here, and I'll be sure to answer as many as possible. I also like the herbs, rosemary, thyme, and basil. You could either just smell those herbs before a meal, rosemary, thyme, and basil, or season your foods with that. Just smelling that helps stimulate bile production so you can break down the fat better. Putting them on your meals is also a good idea as well. So that's the first tip. Bitters are better and bile is beautiful. So that's going to make your lifestyle feel so much better. You're going to feel much more energized. You're going to be breaking down the fat. You're going to be assimilating the fat and using that as an energy source. So that's your first tip. Bitters are better. Second tip is to eat stable keto fats. Not all fats are created equal. That's the truth. There are a set of fats that are all keto friendly, but they are not health friendly. A lot of people who do keto eat these inflammatory fats. I'll give you a whole list shortly, but these inflammatory fats, they're worse than sugar. These inflammatory fats are even worse than smoking cigarettes each day. They lead to cancer, and then a lot of studies show that just consuming these bad fats on keto could increase inflammation around your cells for 6 to 12 months. Yikes. So what are these bad fats? They are canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, grapeseed oil, cottonseed oil, peanut oil, sunflower oil, rice bran oil. Did I say safflower oil? If I didn't, safflower oil. Those are very unstable fats. Unstable fats oxidize. Even before you consume these unstable fats, they're already oxidized because of the extraction process to even get these oils into a bottle. So they're already inflammatory, they're already oxidized, and then you heat them up, even worse. And your cells cannot use it. So what happens is, this is a cell, you have 70 trillion cells in your body, it creates inflammation around the cell membrane, and then it blocks your hormones, nutrients, oxygen, and even thoughts from communicate with your cell receptor sites, integral membrane proteins, and then it creates dysfunction. So bad things can't get out, good things can't get in, and then you experience a symptom. That symptom could be a whole host of things. It could be weight loss resistance. I can't lose any more weight on keto. I hit a stall. It could be fatigue. It could be energy issues. It could be obesity. You know, nobody ever had a weight problem in the history of this world. I used to be obese. I never had a weight problem. I had a weight symptom. You take care of the cause, cellular inflammation, the symptom goes away by default. That's why we don't lose weight to get healthy. You get healthy to lose weight. Vegetable oils, that list I just gave you, create massive amounts of inflammation because they're unstable. The body cannot use them as an energy source. So what happens? They gunk up the cell membranes, creating inflammation. 6 to 12 months. So the second tip here is to eat stable keto fats. What are stable keto fats? Olive oil is terrific. If you could get a fresh pressed, organic, cold pressed olive oil, that's terrific. Loaded with antioxidants and polyphenols. I also love avocado oil. That's a better option, more stable. Coconut oil, MCT oil, which also could accelerate ketone production, specifically C8 caprylic acid. Grass-fed butter, grass-fed ghee, these are stable, saturated fats that your cells and membranes could use as an energy source, and it's going to turn your brain on. It's going to help you blast fat. It's going to help you reduce inflammation. It's going to help you feel really good. I also love grass-fed beef, wild-caught seafood, pastured eggs, bison, quality fat for the win. That's your second tip. Your third tip is protein is your friend. A lot of people think, oh, I don't want to have too much protein on keto. It's going to kick me out of ketosis. I should limit my protein. Maybe in the beginning, maybe in the first 14 days, you want to maybe have moderate to low protein and have more of an abundance of fat. But if you've been doing keto for more than 14 days, I recommend prioritizing protein. In my book, Keto Flex, which is my brand new book, which just came out, you could get it over at ketoflexbook.com. I talk about the importance of protein. 2 years ago, I would have had a different response. I would have said, limit your protein. Protein will kick you out of ketosis. It'll create gluconeogenesis. While that's true, it could create gluconeogenesis, which is the creation of glucose. It's not necessarily enough to kick you out of ketosis. Here's why. Because when you're doing keto, your glycogen stores are already low. Your glycogen stores, if you remember, these are like your sugar reserves. When you eat food, your body converts that food, specifically carbohydrates and protein, into strings of sugar called glycogen stores. This gets stored in your muscle and liver cells. You store about 2,000 calories. So when you start eating more than that, everything else is stored as excess fat. Now, when you're doing keto, you're going to burn through the sugar reserves. So you're going to have low sugar reserves. So if you have protein, it's been thought, according to Gabrielle Lyons' research, who's a brilliant doctor, that every 100 grams of protein, about 60% of it will be converted to glucose in the body via gluconeogenesis. So if you consume 100 grams of protein, that's like 60 grams of glucose. You might be thinking, but Ben, that's going to be enough to kick me out of ketosis. Not necessarily so, because that could be used to just refill those glycogen stores. So I've seen in most people, it will not kick you out of ketosis. And also, when we think about the insulin response from protein, it's a phase 2 insulin response, different from a phase 1 insulin response. Carbohydrates will give you a phase 1, which is a higher response, a higher production of insulin. Protein will give you a phase 2, which is a smaller production of insulin. So you're not going to get this overwhelmingly response from insulin. Here's why I love protein, though, and I'll give you my recommendation shortly on how much you should have. I love protein on keto because protein helps you feel satisfied and full. It activates, when you eat protein, it activates chemicals and hormones in your body that help you feel full, prevent you from snacking, and actually could help with things like intermittent fasting. It activates cholecystokinin, leptin, peptide YY in the body, which helps you feel full. So the recommended dosage, if you will, of protein is about 40 to 50 grams of animal-based protein at your keto meals. That's about 8 to 10 ounces of protein. I say we want to make sure it's animal protein. Animal protein is a complete protein. It has all 9 essential amino acids. Plant protein doesn't have that. So animal protein is going to be better for you. Grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, pastured eggs, etc. So that's the third tip. Protein is your friend. Prioritize protein. Don't be afraid of protein. It's going to help you feel better and prevent you from snacking and succumbing to sugar and carb cravings on keto. I got 2 more tips for you, and then I have a huge announcement, and then I'm going to open it up to question and answer. Before I get to the 4th tip here, if you're getting any value from this video so far, for those watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up button on this video. If you're watching on the live chat on your phone, you have to close the live chat, hit the thumbs up button, and then open the live chat back up. If you're brand new to the KETOKAMP YouTube channel, super grateful to have you here. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified and alerted when we have a new video or when we go live. We go live, by the way, every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. All right, let's get to some more tips here, and then I'll get to your questions. Number 4, pair keto with IF, intermittent fasting. But we don't do intermittent fasting before we're fat adapted. Okay, but let me just explain something real quick, then I'll kind of give you the structure and how to do it. Intermittent fasting and keto, they go hand in hand because they both do a good job at reducing inflammation, keeping glucose and insulin low, and helping your body produce ketones. So it's important if you're doing keto, but you're not doing fasting with it, when you add fasting to keto, it'll accelerate your results on day 1. You'll be able to get more body fat being burned. You'll be able to achieve this process called autophagy, which is cellular repair and regeneration, and it'll turn your brain on. Your brain loves ketones, and one of the best ways to produce ketones is to practice fasting. But the reason I say we should not do fasting until we are fat adapted is because fasting is like a muscle. If you, for example, have been a couch potato for 10 years, and then all of a sudden you have a marathon coming to your town, and the marathon is next week, but you haven't trained for it, but you get signed up for the marathon and you go run the marathon, it's going to look ugly. You're going to hurt yourself. It's not going to feel good. Well, if you've been a sugar burner eating every 2 to 3 hours for many, many years, and you decided fast tomorrow, it's going to look ugly. You're not going to feel good. You could hurt yourself. Fasting is like a tool. A chainsaw is a powerful tool that could get the job done, get you amazing results. Fasting is a powerful tool that can get the job done, get you amazing results. A chainsaw is a powerful tool that if you don't know how to use it, could hurt you. Fasting, same thing. So when you are fat adapted, which takes about 14 to 21 days, I outline it in my Keto Flex book, and then pair fasting, it makes it that much more easier and enjoyable. Because when you go into fasting too soon, here's what's going to happen physiologically in the body. Your physiology is going to change in a bad way, because here's what will happen. When the body does not have this metabolic flexibility to go from burning through your sugar reserves, which I explain what those are, to switching over to your fat stores, when the glucose in the brain gets low, the body will panic and it'll send a signal for you to have intense cravings for sugar, for carbs, to fulfill the brain's desire to get that glucose response. So if you're somebody who has been doing fasting and you feel awful, you're hangry, you got to do a little bit more keto, get more fat adapted, increase your fats, increase your protein, lower your carbs, do that for 14 to 21 days, then add fasting into the mix. And when you add fasting into the mix, it's going to be a game changer for your health. You're going to see what it'll do for you if you haven't done it yet. Final tip here, which is get a sip of water. Number 5, thoughts are things. All right, this might be a little woo-woo to some people, but there's some research to back this up. I have seen so many people do keto perfectly. I've seen them have the proper macros. They're eating clean fats. They're staying away from the bad fats. They're doing intermittent fasting. They're even exercising, but they're stuck. They're hitting a plateau. They're not able to get the results that they desire. And here's the biggest reason why. They have toxic thoughts. They're stressed out. It's estimated that 90% of disease is linked to chronic stress. Okay? Thoughts can lead to stress. That's one component of stress, mental, emotional stress. If you have hate inside of you, if you have hateful thoughts, fearful thoughts, stressful thoughts, you can't heal. Keto will not work. Fasting will not, nothing will work. We got to exercise before we exercise. Your body, your brain, your thoughts, so powerful that here's what happens. And Dr. Bruce Lipton, wonderful cell biologist, has the science to back this up. So does Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Bruce Lipton, by the way, will be on my KETOKAMP podcast this Monday. Interviewed him recently. We're releasing that this Monday, May 17th. But he has proven with his work that thoughts, okay, good or bad, thoughts create frequencies that are signals to your cells that are connect to your receptor sites, and then it penetrates your cells and it tells your DNA to produce specific proteins. Now, if it's a negative thought, a hateful thought, a fearful thought, a stressful thought, that protein could lead to disease. It could lead to cancer. It could lead to inflammation. But if it's a abundant thought, if it's a loving thought, if it's a faithful thought, that protein could lead to something healthy in the body, a healthy protein. It could lead to a downregulation of inflammation. Thoughts become things. If you could see it in your mind, you could hold it in your hand. Bob Proctor said that. And then my mentor, the late, great Dr. Wayne Dyer, said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Whatever's going on for you in this world, whatever stress you have right now, please understand this. It will pass. And everything going on right now is on the way, not in the way. Don't sweat the small stuff. And guess what? Everything is small stuff. So everything starts right here with the gratitude. Gratitude will change your life. That's the biggest keto tip I can give you right now. Develop a gratitude practice. What we appreciate appreciates. Universal laws state that what you feed energy to expands. So if you start feeding energy to loving your body, people you love in your life, to health, to abundance, to love and prosperity, the universe will give you more of that. But if you have hateful thoughts, negative thoughts, stinking thinking, the universe will give you more of that. I heard a great quote. You're going to love this. If your thinking is stinking, your dreams are shrinking. Okay? That could be your health dreams. That could be your financial dreams. That could be your relationship dreams. I'm going to say it again. If your thinking is stinking, your dreams are shrinking. Okay? Thoughts become things. I know it's not sexy to talk about, but if you want to master your health, you got to master your mind. Please tell me you feel me here and give me an amen in the chat box. If you feel, if you're picking up what I'm dropping down, give me an amen in the chat box, and I'm going to open up to question and answer right now. Before I do, I have a special announcement that I want to share with you. And this special announcement is, drum roll please, a brand new 7-day keto challenge. We're launching for the first time ever. Me, Alina, and the KETOKAMP team and the entire KETOKAMP team are launching this May 17th, this Monday. This challenge is 100% free. And we're going to go through 7 days of training twice per day. 10 a.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be live in the Facebook group for all challenge participants. I'm going to be doing training, and then the VIP members will get Q&A. And we're also going to be bringing in some incredible thought leaders in this space. Here are some confirmed speakers. Let me know if you recognize any of the people on this list. Confirmed speakers for our free 7-day Keto Kickstart Challenge, Dr. Mindy Peltz, the incredible Dr. Mindy Peltz, who is showing up on this world every single day with love and educating the world on fasting, especially female health. She's the incredible author of the Menopause Reset. She has a new book coming out. I can't really share too much about, but she shared the details with me yesterday. So she's a confirmed speaker for this challenge. Let me know if you know Dr. Mindy Peltz. Cynthia Thurlow, the amazing Cynthia Thurlow, who has a TEDx talk with over 8 million views. She's a nurse practitioner for over 20 years. She's writing a new book as well. We do clubhouses together every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. She's a confirmed speaker. Dr. Rebecca Warren, who is a thyroid expert. I had her on my podcast, KetoKamp podcast, recently. She's going to come on and talk about thyroid, keto, fasting, and the thyroid. And then we have Dr. Benjamin Bickman, who I just released an interview with him 2 days ago. Dr. Bickman is the master of metabolism. He's incredible. He's a confirmed speaker for the 7-day Keto Kickstart Challenge. We also have my mentor, Dr. Daniel Pompa, who I believe is the greatest health educator in the world. He's confirmed for the final day. He's going to be a speaker on there. Autumn Smith from Paleo Valley, one of my favorite companies that produce clean keto products. She's going to be a speaker as well. So if you want to get signed up for this, we're going to have other speakers as well. Go to KetoKampChallenge.com. KetoKampChallenge.com will get you in for free. So that's what I want you to do. Also, something else that we're going to do before I get to your questions, we have almost $10,000 worth of free giveaways during this 7-day challenge. We're going to be giving away, for those who participate, this is for free. The giveaways are for free. You just got to make sure you make it to the live streams. We're going to be giving away a 6-month membership to Purity Coffee. We're going to be giving away 1-year membership to the Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club. We're going to be giving away a Redmond's Real Salt bundle stack. We're going to be giving away almost $1,000 worth of supplements from Revelation Health. We're going to be giving away Micro Daily supplements, 13 bottles, Pure Firm supplements, 13 bottles. We're going to be giving away a Paleo Valley stack of beef sticks and supplements, apple cider vinegar. We're going to be giving away a lot. So how many of you are signed up for this challenge? Let me know in the comment section down below. Put challenge if you are part of the challenge. And now let me get to your questions. I see a lot of you saying amen, amen, amen. I love that you resonated with this live stream. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. All right, Amanda Plata, who's a super camper here on YouTube, says, I eat as clean as possible. Fresh meats, veggies, etc. More carbs. Right now, I try and stay below 20 grams a day without subtracting what I burn with exercise. So Amanda, I wouldn't focus too much on the calories. I would focus more on just cellular repair, cellular health, and metabolism. So Amanda, if you've been doing less than 20 grams of carbs for more than a couple months, it might be time for a Keto Flex Day. A Keto Flex Day, and I outlined this in my book, Keto Flex, it teaches your body to have an alternate fuel source. So what happens is it reminds the body it's not starving. It also could ramp up fat burning. So if you feel like you're eating clean as possible, but you feel stuck, Amanda, you might need a Keto Flex Day. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I'm telling you it works. Challenge. So Amanda's in the challenge. Brittany, Jackie, Jody, Francesca, Shannon, and Diane, Michelle. The site won't load for you. Let me just double check that. www.ketokampchallenge.com. Yeah, it loaded for me. You should see this here. Let me share my screen with you. It should load for you. You should see this. So keto, I'll do it again. www.ketokampchallenge.com goes to this page. All you got to do is click this button. put your name, email, phone number is not required, but if you want to get text message updates, you could do that. And then it'll take you to the next page. So it's working on my end. Maybe you got to just type it in again or use a different browser. Can I ask you about exogenous ketones? This is Jamie Stewart. There's a time and place for exogenous ketones. I don't like to rely on them. I don't heavily educate on exogenous ketones. I like to teach the body to produce ketones endogenously. But here's when I would use exogenous ketones from a quality brand. I would use it if, let's say, somebody has been doing keto for 3 weeks. They're keeping their carbs low, but they're struggling to get into ketosis, verified by testing. Then I would maybe have some exogenous ketones for a few days to prime the pump. I would also have exogenous ketones if I want to be mentally sharp for a meeting or a live stream or a podcast interview for like a brain performance hack. I would also use exogenous ketones if I was going through radiation, chemotherapy, on an airplane, through an X-ray machine. Those are the times I would use it, but I wouldn't rely heavily on exogenous ketones. Margie says, amen. This is the first thing AA teaches as well. Thoughts are so important. That's right. That's right. Leah says, amen. Jilly says, amen. Chrissy says, amen. I love it. Kimmy says, I'm in the Pampa program. Dr. Pampa is the best in the world. You couldn't be in the better program right now. I'm glad I signed up for the challenge. Says Carla, can't wait. I love it. George says, who's a part of the KETOKAMP Academy, doing the 4-2-1 Ben Azadi and the keto and the flex is too much each week. Would it be okay to do it every other week? Too hard to get back into ketosis after a flex. Also, what is the water you're drinking in the glass? Getting away from plastics. Yeah, brother George, you could do it every other week. I know that you still have some insulin resistance going on, so every other week would be better for something like that. Totally fine. I'm drinking Redmond's Real Salt electrolytes with fulvic minerals from New Water. That's what I'm drinking in here. We're going to be giving away a huge bundle of Redmond's products during our KETOKAMP Kickstart Challenge. Jason says, even after eating carbs on a flex day, I still show ketones with my Mojo. Is this considered a true flex day? Yeah, you might be really metabolically flexible. That's a good problem to have, Jason. So you might want to just increase your carbohydrates to around 150 grams to 200 grams to get out of ketosis, and then you should be right back in the next day. Exogenous ketones every single day, is it harmful? I don't know. There's not a lot of long-term research. However, I don't like to give the body something that, if the body could do something naturally, endogenously, like produce ketones, I don't like to interfere with that. I like to let the innate intelligence do its thing. So anything that could potentially interfere with that could be a red flag in my book, and that includes exogenous ketones. So I would not take them every single day. Not at all. Brain performance hack. Can you show about that? Yeah, Jackie, good to see you on here. That means if you want to be mentally sharp. So let's say you're giving you're going to be interviewed for a potential job. You're going to be doing a live stream. You're going to be interviewed. You're going to be doing an interview. If you want to just be mentally sharp, exogenous ketones could be a good way to flood the brain with ketones to give you, to help you feel good. So that's what I meant. Lauren is signed up. Michaela is signed up. I love it. Positive thinking says, Cornelia, welcome to all the positive energy. Being grateful is really the key. It really is. It really is. I keep craving sugar even on carnivore. Any suggestions? Barbara, L-glutamine could help. I always say L-glutamine could help you wean. So maybe taking 500 milligrams of L-glutamine could help you with the sugar craving. So what L-glutamine does, it calms the part of the brain that lights up when somebody experiences a sugar craving, similar to the same part of the brain that lights up when somebody experiences a cocaine addiction. So sugar is super addictive. I also recently interviewed Dr. Vera on the KetoKamp podcast about food addiction. So you go give that a listen. That was a great, great one. If you can't make the live stream, the replays will be available for those 7 days. But after the 7 days are up, only VIP members will get the lifetime recordings. So you can't qualify for the prize giveaways, but you can still watch the replays within those 7 days. And if you become a VIP member for the challenge, you could have lifetime recordings to the replays. In the challenge queue, there we go, James. I love that. If you search gallbladder, yeah. So the gallbladder the question about gallbladder. Yeah, so Alina gave you good advice. So you could just, on my YouTube channel, I have a video of 5 ways to do keto without a gallbladder. What you want to do is spread out your fats, take some ox bile, increase your bitters, give your liver some time to adjust. But that video has more details for you. Okay, Michelle, I'm glad you got it. You spelled it wrong. Ice cold water during fasting. That's fine. That won't break your fast. I have water during my fast. I don't typically drink ice cold water, but that's okay. KetoKampChallenge.com. All right. James K says 1 month, can a high dawn effect kick you out of ketosis and fat adaptation? Yeah, James. So the dawn effect, aka the dawn phenomenon, very normal, very normal. In the morning, when the sun comes up, different physiological things start to happen in the body. So cortisol is activated to help energize your body to go ahead and crush the day. It's natural, but what follows cortisol is glucose. So you're gonna see lower ketones in the morning. So it's important to not really focus on that morning reading, but test later on in the day, maybe 3 to 4 hours after you wake up. That would be a better reading for you. And as you get more metabolically flexible, you'll see even better readings in the morning. Just stay and stay. It's bound to pay. Cindy joined the challenge. I love that. Kimmy says, hi, I fast 16 to 18 hours every day. Eat more healthy carbs day 1, but still put on 3 pounds. What's the fastest way to get them back off? Kimmy, you didn't gain 3 pounds of fat. You gained some water weight. So once you go back to keto and fasting, you will lose that water weight. So don't really pay attention to the number on the scale. I know it's very difficult to do, but the number on the scale should not determine your worth. The number on the scale should not determine if the structure you're doing is working for you or not. Get body fat percentage done. Look at your inflammatory markers. Give yourself a good 7 weeks and then step on the scale. You'll see great, great results. Colorado Springs, we have 2 from Colorado Springs. We have Jeff, we have Bonnie, we have Kay in Michigan. I love that. Kay says great information. Thank you so much, Kay. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Let's see. Thanks, Alina, and your fast fingers. Yeah, she's awesome. Give a round of applause for Alina and the KetoKamp team, keeping up with all of my teachings here. Keto Flex is the same as a cheat meal. No, it's not. It's a healthy feast meal, so it's not the same as a cheat meal. Now, with that being said, if you're gonna have a cheat meal, do it on a Keto Flex day. Like, plan it out. Be strategic about it. But ideally, a Keto Flex day is a higher healthy carb day, higher protein, lower fat day, but you want to eat healthy, real food. So that's different from a cheat meal. It's more of a feast meal. It's a healthy feast meal. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and then I'm going to sign off here. Yeah, thank you, Alina. Avoid coconut oil. Oh, excuse me, not coconut oil. Canola oil, all and some of the bad ones on there. Duck fat is a stable fat that's beneficial. There's benefits to having duck fat. That's why. Okay. I was able to register. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Tiffany just starting in Southern California here. I love that. Some other things you can do, Jackie, for a brain performance hack is to activate BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. Brain-derived neurotropic factor is like miracle growth for the brain, and it helps you become more creative, more resilient. Some ways to do that: blueberries, green tea, curcumin, olive oil. Also, sprinting could help you do that as well. Exercise, running could help you do that as well. So that's what I would recommend for you. Let's see. Shifted to YouTube for Instagram, both sound and videos clear. Awesome. I love that. Okay, Carla, I started to walk. I started to walk to work every day, speed walk for 45 minutes. That's awesome, Carla. I love that. Great job. Does the Keto Challenge provide a meal plan? If you upgrade to the starter kit, in the starter kit, we have a whole bunch of meal plans for you. And there's a special offer when you sign up, Valerie, for the starter kit. We'll be discussing in general what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat during the challenge, but it's the meal plan's only for those who purchase the starter kit. And we have a special offer once you sign up. You'll see that. Hey, I want to thank you all for joining me today. Every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, I'm live with you. So set a reminder. Join me next Wednesday. This Friday, which is May 14th, I'm going to post a new video on my YouTube channel here, on KetoKamp YouTube channel and the KetoKamp podcast with Dr. Ken Berry. Third time I've interviewed him. He's coming back on the show. That's going to premiere this Friday. So subscribe to the channel so you can watch that interview with Dr. Ken Berry, or subscribe to the KetoKamp podcast if you want to listen to it. The amazing Dr. Ken Berry. KetoKampChallenge.com to get a part of that free 7-day keto kickstart that we're doing. And I want to just say, love you all so much. Please share this video on your social media. Please share this video with a friend. Text it to somebody. Hit the thumbs up button. Let the YouTube algorithm know this is valuable. And if I missed your question, you'll catch me on the next live stream. I'll get to as many as possible. If you're a KetoKamp Academy member, I'll answer your question on our next group coaching call. Have an amazing rest of your day. Love you all very much. Stay in love. Stay in